Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. Today's video was supposed to be something else, so don't be alarmed or think that you missed anything. If you're new, then you have no concept of this. It was supposed to be a spread from Epcot, the day in Epcot with Taylor in 2021. However, I really kind of wanted to hop on and do a day in the life prep video. So day in the life is something that is done by Ali Edwards. It's hosted by her. Lots of people do it. Sorry about that. Do it differently. If I sound weird, cough, sneeze, sound nasally, it is because I have had a sinus infection for most of the week. I am filming this much later and kind of down to the wire, if I'm being honest. But I really wanted to get this filmed and get this in here, and I just kind of had to suck it up and power through. I sat on the couch and actually did most of this prep while I was sick. So it was kind of all ready to go in my mind. There's still some parts and pieces I am working on, but for the most part, we're just gonna chat through how I walk into the project. This is my second time doing day in the life. The first time, the prep and the process videos can all be seen over on the channel. Everything is already done over there for the first week in the life, which was back in March. I was of several mindsets when they released that it was going to be in October, because I was super excited because I'm a huge Halloween nerd and October fan. I was really nervous because I usually have a ton going on, and this year's no different. And to boot, I have not been feeling well most of the month, unfortunately. So quite a struggle bus, but if you're looking for that video from start to finish, they're broken up, but they're over on the channel into a prep and process. So we're just going to kind of walk into it. I'm going to set that off to the side for a second. So the very first thing that I typically do is I make a list of kind of what a day in the life for me actually looks like, and I kind of get into the topics of it. This is kind of a strange hybrid. A lot of this is from the sheet that I did back in March. I cannot find that sheet anywhere. I swore up and down I had it with my week in the life stuff, and I don't. So I just watched my own video, paused it, and rewrote it. Nothing really fancy. I'm not really going to... Do I want to go through this list? I guess I'll hit it kind of like a bullet point, and then we'll talk about the spreads underneath. So morning, I want to pay attention to where I've woken up and just kind of get a bed selfie and a coffee picture, some sunrise stuff. If you're new, I do live separately from my boyfriend, who lives about an hour away. Obviously, this list can look totally opposite if I'm waking up at my house. And we're going to talk about that when we get to the actual spreads. I just made this list based off, like I said, the first time. So driving, whether it's home or to work, New Bern is where he's living, and they have these kind of they're abandoned train tracks. They're no longer in service, train tracks. And I thought that would be a really cool spooky photo to take. 'Tis the season. I drive past a lot of farms, and I do want to build on a lot of land. So I usually trying to fit that in there. Just kind of where my head's at with that. There is a Manatee mailbox that I drive past on that route, and it is typically dressed for the season. I'm actually driving out there in about an hour, so I'm fingers crossed that she's changed for Halloween. Last year she was a ballerina, and I actually talked about that in my first day in the life, how that's one of my favorite costumes I've seen her in up to that point. I've seen her dressed as a schoolgirl for back to school, and that's right up there too. But it's just this giant, it's bigger than I am, and I'm 4'10", and it's this giant Manatee mailbox. It's crazy. Also, General Mills is out there, so you can actually smell what cereal they're making, which is kind of cool. So I just trying to record little things like that. What I'm listening to, whether it's a music or a podcast, taking a couple kitten pictures, obviously. I added this, like lunch boxes and what our bags look like, because we kind of like put all of our work stuff by the door so that we don't forget everything. And I just think that'd be cool to take a picture of for some reason. What I'm wearing and weather right now, it's been in about the 50s with the high being like mid 60s every day. So it's definitely fall weather here a lot earlier. I think that's a lot of why I feel bad. It's just the temperature changed really fast. I want to talk about office time, like my to-do list for the day, who's there. This year will be super weird because I will actually be in office with my boss's sister for the day. I'll kind of like be her assistant in a weird way, which is wild. But I'll be in office with her for the day, which will be really cool to record. I always laugh because I feel like day in the life and week in the life have not been kind to me in a manner of it being an accurate depiction of what's happening. But I think I find the comedy in that, and I stress this in the process video for day in the life. That day went up in smoke like literally at 12:30 a.m. Like it was a hot mess, and I'm hoping for a much better round this time. This might be, I'm like, knock on wood. Is this fake wood? I'm gonna knock on it anyway. This one's supposed to be a lot better. At least it's shaping up to be that way. So silver lining there. But I want to talk about breakfast. If I'm struggling with something like with work, I put that in there, like any struggles. Reading, working, accomplished. So like as I check things off, and this will make a little bit more sense probably when I get to the cards. Thursday is Thursday 3 with Kristen. I haven't done one in a long time. I put workout there. I doubt I will work out. And if I do, it'll probably be something like low impact because we are planning to go hike the next day. Driving home / Jeff's. So again, this goes back to, it depends on where I'm staying. So again, we'll get to that when we get to the cards, because it really could go either way. But what I am foreseeing happen for that day is that I am going to wake up here and go to bed here, and that the drive won't even be included because I am trying to dress up for work. Like kind of Halloween and costumey, and I want to be able to be home and get ready comfortably from here instead of being rushed and having to sit in school traffic and all of that. So most likely I will not be commuting to either house. The only thing that would really change that is if somehow we don't go hike on Friday. And those plans change. So that's really it. Again, this is why I kind of write it all, because I never know what's going to stick and what won't. I plan the pages to the best of my knowledge, and then I adjust from there. Sunset, dinner, evening, gratitude, watching, making, feeling, enjoying, recaps, and like migrating and planning for the next day. Hard part, good part. Other notes that I made were for Halloween vibes and prep for the hike, because again, I'm pretty sure we're hiking, if not Friday, Saturday. So either way, that'll be in the mix. And then I am super into Halloween. So that'll kind of trickle into the day. These are some extra Post-its that were on the list but didn't need to be inputted because again, they're having to do with the back and forth. But this way I have them if I need them after the week. Also, really sorry about my nail situation. They looked really pretty and I had every intention to film earlier in the week, but that did not go to plan due to me, again, not feeling well. Yeah, this has been a rough sinus season for me for sure. And I'm hoping that I get better as we go towards the end of the week so that I actually feel comfortable enough to hike. And we're also planning some low impact hikes at some places that we haven't been before, which is kind of cool. And I'm looking forward to, and very grateful that Jeff is agreeing to some lower impact things because the sinuses obviously affect my breathing and make it really hard for me. And even though I love to hike and have done some amazing, nice long hikes, this is not the best season for that. But this is also just my tool notebook. It's where I typically keep like master lists, notes. It's just my random notebook, and I love it because it is disc bound and I can pull it out and shred it a lot easier. But I'm gonna set this off to the side. These are the translucent sticky notes I use. They're from Office Depot. You can actually get them in like a big pack. I just buy them in the 50 sets and try to keep one in my purse at all times. The Pilot G2 writes really clean on it. I don't have a problem. As far as from the prep standpoint, I do use Design A page protectors from Becky Higgins. That's what I used the last time. That's what I'll use this time. I have a fuse tool, so I can create pockets pretty easy from here. Now, regardless of if I had I put the Post-its in that and then started inserting cards. I do try to keep in mind like what's a photo, what is gonna need a photo and a journaling card, and I try to do my best. Right now, this is at 3 pocket pages front and back. I don't altogether remember, I wanna say it might've been 3 or 4 that the day in the life back in March was slated for, but I can't 100% remember. And I think by the time I got done, it got shrunken down to 2 front and back because a lot got removed. I did end up driving out there, but there was no sunset. It was like rainy, cloudy, gross all day. There were just things that were no longer applicable, and I won't know that until the day of. The biggest advice that I can give somebody doing this project for the first time, I like the list and I like my planning process because it doesn't take an eternity to do. Like I literally just sat on the couch and kind of did this in bursts while I watched Halloween movies, and it was low impact. It was easy. The first time I did it, I pretty much did it the same way. I made the list, I watched movies, and filled it in from there. I'm not 100% done going through my stash either, and I keep pulling out like cards and things that I think might be fun to use if I want to switch it out with something. So I'm trying to kind of keep like a little pack of things off to the side. So these are just random cards at the moment that I've got rolling, but these are the ones that are currently in the spread. Obviously they're in the pockets. I'm not 100% settled on if I'm going to go ahead and document almost immediately after and get it up, or if I'm gonna put it in the sequence and in the order. So we'll see. I haven't even done Week in the Life yet. I'm being completely honest. Like I've got all the supplies and documenting stuff, but I haven't even started printing photos or any of that. I have my journal, which I used for that, but that's all. If you've seen that video from back in March, that's a really great index to look for what cards I'm using or what principles I pulled from, because I'm pretty sure I used almost exactly the same. The only thing I think that's going to be different is maybe some of the principles from that big Studio Calico haul I did with the principles, but either way, that's a really great resource in general. I really like how that all turned out and just the transparency with that project. It was the first time I did it. I stuck to it, even though it was not the most ideal day. So anyways, getting into this. So what I do is I put my Post-its down and I kind of think, okay, I did like a title card. I did like a whole big one for the one back in March, and I did like it. So I wanted to keep that. The wake up in bed selfie and kind of some journaling, maybe like how I slept, how I'm feeling, etc. Just waking up kind of thing. Coffee, I kind of want to take a picture of, you know, my coffee setup. I like the Caffeinate Me card from Paper Person and the Good Morning bathroom brands from Paper Person. So this is kind of like coffee, bathroom. This is just a simple place for your eye to rest. A card that says morning. I think that's from Paisley Press. I'm going to put an AM quote here. I just don't know what that quote is. I kind of have a couple stuck in here. And I won't really know until the day of. I usually try to let it be something kind of motivating. But again, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sunrise info is going to go here. I do like that this is a 4x6 pocket because the card will fit in and I won't have to like doctor it if it stays like that. I'm going to move these actually really fast. Okay, flipping over gently. I've got kitten plants and a morning and a lot of cat hair. There's cat hair always. Obviously these were posted, so there's like cat hair on them that is never coming off. So I'm sorry if that bothers you. But just a cute little kitten photo is gonna be nice. My plants have come inside. So maybe getting a fresh picture of them now that they're inside, not outside, would be nice. And just kind of, like I said, a morning to-do list, tidy would be nice. What am I wearing in the weather? So kind of like outfit of the day and weather. Lunch boxes, work bags, go make today super magical. So far I like that. That could change. And I don't get really nitty gritty about the aesthetic or anything until I'm actually in the project. I think I did know that I was going to use a Maggie Holmes kit when I started last year, but I do want something more fall colors that can still be Maggie Holmes. I have a ton of product from her, but most of what I have is very springy and bright. I'm thinking maybe one of the older core kits from Project Life, either maybe the adventure one or maybe the history or something, but I definitely want more of these like muted colors. So that might be a little too bright. Again, this is all fine to be working. One thing that I learned, especially with the whole day going very belly up and thinking I was very organized and ready for anything, it did teach me that just you create a nice outline and then just let it go. And see, it's kind of like a wind-up card. Like, you can have the best track system in the whole world, but once you wind that thing up and it's out of your hands, you got to kind of let it go. Listening, I liked this card. It was an older one from, I think, in a creative bubble that I had hanging out, so I wanted to use it for listening, whether it's music, audio. It won't be an audiobook or a podcast. Maybe snapping a picture of driving to my office. Don't know. It might be a good place to talk about if traffic gets heavy or whatever. I just kind of left space. Opening the office and what my desk is looking like. Again, a good place for your eyes to rest. It's just a filler card. So that's that first front and back. The next is the intentions and to-do list. So I really like this. You're absolutely capable of creating the life you can't stop thinking about. It's time to make your dreams happen. I feel like even though I've been sick, I've been thinking a lot about intentions. I know I talk about this a lot on the channel, that I am a fall person. I get very planner oriented. I get very goal oriented. My creativity just oozes and I get very, I'm in it. I'm in go mode. So being sick has really been a bummer because I can't go. It's not that I lack the motivation. I legitimately don't have energy, or I've got headaches that are so bad I'm out on the couch. If you deal with really crazy sinus issues, then you know. The congestion was terrible. There was one day I was literally sneezing all day to the point that it just exhausted me. Like, my eyes looked so tired. I hadn't slept well. It's been a mess, y'all. I do want to take a picture of my planner spread because I'll be filming the Cozy Halloween plan with me. So that's really cool. What my desk looks like kind of in work mode. Breakfast favorites. I like kind of taking the pause to record those. I know a lot of people are like, love hate with this project. Sorry, I didn't check to see if I was really in frame with the one before, so I hope I was. That people say like their lives don't change, but you'd be surprised as to doing like these little filler cards, what does actually change. I'm always really amused. Even with the bathroom card, I think some of my brands have changed, which I think is funny. These are morning hours. I always leave a spot for an 11:11 wish. We've got that filler card for noon, lunch. I don't know where my LA Studio Let's Eat cards are. I have a pack of them. I know I'm not out of them. Can't find them. So I made a spot for it because that's where it's gonna go to record lunch, because I don't know if I'm gonna bring it from home or if Abby's getting us lunch, don't know. So I'm leaving some space there. And this is about the time of day, and I've talked about this in planner videos, where I kind of check in. Noon, 1 o'clock is about that check-in moment of where it's like, okay, we're halfway through the day. What have you accomplished? Where's your brain at? What can you get done for the rest of the day? I try to update my tracker. That's like pause, refuel, refresh, let's go. Because it's usually about the time I'm tanking. So on the back side, I will make sure I'm in frame this time. I've got take time to enjoy the things that bring you happiness. So again, just kind of taking stock of the day and maybe trying to think about some things that made me happy. This is 12 through 5. This annoyed me really, really bad. I cannot seem to find an hour by hour set that has literally all the hours. It makes me so mad. So the evening, morning like cuts off midday hours. This one cuts off 4 o'clock, when I would much prefer to just have it. Even though I am typically wrapping up work and driving and not doing anything. It's really annoying. So I'll figure that out. Struggling, pep talk after work, goals, tasks. So that's kind of a lot of space for that, but I'm gonna leave it. It's fine, because I just wanted this whole row to be worked out. So what could possibly happen is that I do an hour by hour here, write my goals here, and then bring like the exercising card up, and then this whole row would possibly be eliminated, especially if we do end up keeping with the hike. I'm probably just gonna sit still, do some yoga, kind of stretch and get ready for the week. The bottom is PM, evening, hour by hour. I liked the golden hour because I do want to do a golden hour selfie if I have the opportunity, and just kind of hang out with Thursday 3 and see how that goes. Just posting it in general, and also writing 3 things down would be really nice. This is the last spread. So we've got a space for sunset. Again, a lot of these cards are repeated. If there's a particular card that you want to know where it's from, let me know. I thought I was pretty good. I'll just, when I finish this, I'll put them all back and try to remember. Or I can just start now. That'd be accurate. Paisley Press, Studio Calico, In a Creative Bubble, Paper Person, Paisley Press, In a Creative Bubble, Ali Edwards. Perfect. So we've got a sunset spot, a kitchen, cooking, like maybe what I'm making. Again, I would like to use one of those Ellie Studio cards if I don't use it earlier in the spread, and gratitude. Maybe a post-shower selfie and like jammies, especially considering they'll probably be Halloween jammies. Relax and unwind, kind of what I'm doing. I may not be crafting and making, so just a little block for that. Evening is going to be about watching, and then I do love this little currently in the evenings list. I used it last time. I do plan to use it again. One other thing that I will do is I will create a digital version, and I will post it hopefully before Thursday. That's my goal of what the digital is going to look like. And I do usually do 2 different versions of it. And I think I even posted to Awesome Ladies Project once it was like roughly filled in. I create a digital version so that throughout the day, I know kind of where the cards are and I can fill them in or go ahead and do my journaling in real time, so that even if I don't get to this project for months, I have all the journaling and the thoughts and the things without having to rack my brain about it. Looking ahead is actually half of a card that is from an old Studio Calico set that was at, no, it was a printable. I can feel the difference. But Studio Calico, Nellie and Clem, I think. No, Studio Calico, Ali Edwards, Nellie and Clem. Oh goodness, this one is from lilypad.com. I want to say it's like Solin Studio. Is it Solin Studios? I know I used it in the first set, so if my brain fails me, please go check out those videos and it'll be in there. But yes, so just kind of wrapping up the day, looking ahead. I like this for like the mountains because we're planning on going, obviously. It's just kind of where in the mix it falls. So I did put that in there to talk about kind of migrating and wrapping things up. So the actual day in the life is on Thursday, October the 27th. I don't think I've said that yet. However, I get my Friday off on the 28th. And that's how we kind of are planning to hike around that. So it'll be kind of a Friday mode, and it's about the time of the week that I do, the migration part anyway. So it just kind of felt natural. I want to take some photos of my bedroom because I am going to change that up over the fall. So it will look different by 2023 when I start that. I'm going to get some new bedding. I wish I could get it before, but such is life. So I wanted to leave room for that, and honestly, too much room. I usually do try to leave a little bit of room anyway. I do want to do tarot and moon phase stuff, maybe talk about that. I like the Ferris Bueller quote because I feel like it's very fitting. Day in the life always feels really full, especially if I'm in the office and I'm going, and both times I've been in the office and going. So it'll be really nice to just kind of have, I thought the quote was just kind of nice and liked the yellow. And then I'll do kind of like that Fitbit end of day check-in here. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna go back through these. So this is the back side of this one. Citrus Twist printable, Studio Calico, in a Creative Bubble, I'm pretty sure. It's like a set, and it's all the ING words, which I really love. This is from the same set as the Fitbit thing. Wow, I'm throwing stuff everywhere now that I don't necessarily know the name of, unfortunately. But it is from that set. It's like a fitness health set. This is from Paisley Press. This is actually, this evening card was a 4x6 and I just cut it down. Allie Edwards. This is the other half of that card. Paisley Press, again. Okay. Studio Calico, Paper Person, in a Creative Bubble, Paisley Press. That'll be an LA Studio card. And for the 11/11 wishing, I don't know what I'm going to use yet because I usually like type it. At least in the past I've typed it. No, I didn't. I hand wrote it. What am I saying? I don't know what I want to put there for the filler card yet, so I'm going to leave it, and that'll be more in line with like aesthetically what's happening. So on the back here, let me make sure I'm in frame. I think I went through these. Studio Calico, LA Studio Calico, Paisley Press, in a Creative Bubble. My brain is like this. It's the weirdest thing. Like, how do I remember them all? I don't know. My brain's like that with all kinds of weird stuff. Paisley Press, Paper Person, Paisley Press. Ta-da! So I hope this helps. Please drop a comment down below if you guys have ever taken part in Day in the Life, or if this is your first day in the life. Also, let me know if you guys have any questions. As far as upcoming videos, yes, we are going to stay on schedule from this point on. The date didn't get released until I had already planned all the videos for where they were going to go for the month. Like, it got released, I think, when I got back from vacation. Like, it seemed like really short notice. Let me know if somebody else felt that way, because I certainly felt that way. And then, yeah, just let me know if you guys are doing it, if you have any questions, etc. And then on this coming up Wednesday, we're going to do the November plan with me. Then we're going to have the Epcot spread that was supposed to be up this week. And then we're going to go back to, then I'll have the October flip through. And then we're going to go back to the Project Life, like week by week style. I don't know what week is first, actually. Let me see if I can look. Not that we're all here for this, but I always like to just tell you guys what's coming. I don't know if anybody actually cares anymore, but you know, I like to throw that out there. I think it's week 17. Yes, week 17. So there's that. And spoiler alert, I am gonna do Plan With Me's for both of the weeks. So we'll have Sweet Monsters, and due to me being sick, it is gonna be voiced over and not in real time. And then Cozy Halloween will be in real time. So yay, I figured it out and I made it work. That's a lot, but it's all good. Another thing that I am using, I'm still cutting down some product, like some Halloween stuff. So these are really cute kits from Nelly and Clem that I want to incorporate, because like I said, I'm still like full on Halloween hauling. And I just realized the 9 3/4 tag. That would be really cute, because I think I'm going to be dressed up as a Bobaton that day. So, or Bobaton, however you say it. And this is my October kit from Ali Edwards. So that would be really nice to have. And then obviously I'll probably pull from the Halloween kit that she came out with, and I've got my stamps up here too. So lots of really fun product. I don't really pull all the ephemera or anything together until the cards are falling where they may. And I've got a theme going, because with no theme, it's just kind of just manic. I could be totally off and wasting a bunch of time, and I try my best not to waste a ton of time with any project this big, because it will cripple you. So I hope these are very helpful tips and tricks, and that you enjoyed this video. And again, I would love to know down in the comments who's participating and who's done it before and who is a newbie. So thank you guys so much, and I hope that you're not super bummed it's not an Epcot spread this week, but we'll be back next week with that. Thanks so much. As always, I appreciate you so much. We've got so many new people hopping on, and it just makes me glow. I actually just got my notification from YouTube that I need to set up a 2-step authentication, because we are approaching where I will be monetized, which is blowing my mind. I still don't think it'll happen in 2022, but it's still crazy, because I've had this channel for ages and just not put into it what I have at this point and this year, and been so gung-ho. And even though I'm not in it for the money, and if you guys know any content creators out there, YouTube's not the biggest bang for your buck on a revenue stream area, but yeah, it's still really exciting to me, and I appreciate each and every one of you being here and hanging out with me. So thank you guys so much. I hope you're having a great October, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.